In the southwest highlands of Bolivia, 3,700 meters above sea level, lies an eerie and haunting landscape. The Salar de Uyuni, the world's largest salt flat, located on a desolate plateau so vast and white, it's even visible from space. This harsh environment is home to many, like Elias, who managed to eke out a living as their ancestors did for centuries, mining salt. Every morning, Elias leaves his home for the salt fields to support his wife and children.
Working in the salt flats is hard. It's brutal. I've been working since I was 5 or 6 years old. I am 47 years old now, and really, I feel this work is too much.
It's back-breaking work, all done by hand with a pick and a shovel.
We have to loosen the hard parts with a pick until we see water. Then we shovel to make mounds and then leave it out to dry. To load our 5-ton truck, each person lifts 12,000 shovels by himself.
But what Elias didn't know all those years he was mining salt was that he was standing right on top of the world's largest reserve of a very valuable mineral, lithium. Something that has the potential to change not only his life, but the future of his country. That's because Bolivia, the poorest nation in South America, has millions of tons of lithium, nearly 1/2 of the world's supply, right here in the Salar. Lithium, when processed, is widely used to power hybrid and electric cars and cell phone and laptop batteries. With worldwide demand outstripping supply, the price of this light silver-white metal has shot up 400% in recent years. Good news for Bolivia and for people like Elias and his family who stand to share in the bounty these lithium reserves can bring.
We want this to happen at once so we can better our lives for ourselves and our children.
But sharing the bounty is not proving simple in a country with a painful history of having its mineral wealth exploited by foreign companies. This time, the government is insisting on maintaining absolute control over its natural resources, even if it means putting its lithium wealth at risk.
First and foremost, the resources belong to the Bolivian people.
Luis Alberto Achazu, Bolivia's former Minister of Mining, says the country is determined to chart its own path for its fledgling lithium industry.
Lithium is a fundamental element for the development of the country. The companies must know that there won't be any concessions made.
It's a message backed by Bolivia's President Evo Morales, who was swept into power in 2006 with the overwhelming support of the indigenous population, with promises to never again give away control of Bolivia's precious resources and to end some 500 years of exploitation. For centuries, millions of Bolivians worked and died in places like this, Bolivia's Chirurico mine in Potosí, digging tin, copper, silver and other metals. Laboring under harsh, unsafe conditions, miners have risked their lives but received precious little riches themselves.
Here in
Potosí, there isn't any other job besides mining.
Miners work in 15 underground levels, the first 800 meters down into the earth.
No hay una vida segura.
There's no safe life here.
Es como ir, digamos,
It's
a la
almost
guerra
like
entre
being
la
in a
vida y la
war.
muerte.
You're in between life and death.
Aquí estamos en el lugar denominado Tío Benito.
To help ward off their fear, the miners come here to this statue of Tio Benito, their patron saint of the mines, to bestow gifts so that he will keep them safe. But danger persists.
Pero a mí en sí me pasó 3 accidentes.
I myself have had 3 accidents,
Pero bueno, es de no recordar porque si no...
but I try not to think about them, because if I do, I'll start crying. I'm scared of being here.
And the legacy of pain and exploitation is not limited to inside the mines. Over the years, many of the rivers and streams surrounding the mines have been contaminated from chemical runoff.
Look at this. The foam that you see is very poisonous.
This environmental scientist tracks the devastating impact the mines have had on water quality and on local fishing and farming.
This river doesn't produce almost anything anymore.
President Morales, determined to prevent this history of environmental and economic exploitation from repeating itself, is insisting that Bolivia control all phases of its lithium resources, from extraction and processing to manufacturing. And it's starting here with the inauguration of Bolivia's first small-scale lithium processing plant located in the Solar.
These reserves, following a supreme decree, return to the hands of the Bolivian people, to the hands of the state. We are turning this region into a center for development based on new energy.
President Morales has committed the equivalent of $900 million to finance the development of a homegrown lithium industry to bring this clean energy technology to the world.
Norte, sur, este, oeste.
North, south, east and west.
12,000.
12,000 square kilometers of salt mine.
Marcelo Castro, chief engineer for the lithium development project, shows us the first steps in the process.
250 metros.
It's estimated 250 meters in depth.
En todos los lugares de esa superficie.
In each part of the surface, wherever we go and excavate 10 to 15 centimeters,
Centímetros.
we will find brine.
Hay salmuera.
Castro explains that the lithium, in its raw form, all starts here, in the liquid brine just beneath the salt flats.
Sal.
Salt,
Litio.
lithium.
The brine is collected in evaporation pools like this one to concentrate the lithium, a process that takes 18 months before it's ready to be processed into lithium carbonate for batteries and other commercial products.
No tenemos que salir afuera a
The thought of this belonging to us and that we don't have to work for others. We take advantage of what is ours. It creates a great passion in us.
hecho de que es lo nuestro. Estamos en nuestra patria.
We are in our land, and we are the ones working for it.
Bolivia is open to finding a foreign partner to help finance the process, says Luisa Chazu, who's now in charge of the entire lithium project. But the government insists that 60% of the profits from the lithium reserves must stay in the country.
If companies do not want to join the line of the Bolivian state, then we are going to find a way to continue by ourselves. We are going to produce lithium carbonate, and we, as a Bolivian state, are going to commercialize it in the international market.
But the question remains, Can Bolivia go it alone without foreign investors, given the total lack of infrastructure in the desolate and remote Salar, and without the technical expertise to support such a large-scale industry?
Yo creo que no puede funcionar.
I think that it cannot work. I think that the country is going on the wrong path.
Former Bolivian President Carlos Mesa says that while he understands Evo Morales' position, he believes Bolivia does need outside help if it's going to make the most of its lithium reserves before this historic opportunity slips away.
The development of the natural resources need technical skills. We just have a little experience in modern mining. We have to combine state and private investment.
President Morales has met with foreign investors and corporations from Japan, South Korea and France, among others, all of whom want to help Bolivia develop its lithium wealth. So far, he has turned down any final deal. In the meantime, many Bolivians, like Elias, wait for the day they will be able to share in the prosperity that lithium can bring to their country. For now, they imagine a future that has eluded so many other Bolivians for so long.
I believe we are going to change our standard of living for our children and for the future of our children. Right now, they are here just like me, working in the salt flats. That's not what a parent wants for a child. Year after year, my grandparents and my great-grandparents live the same because there has been no way to take advantage of the resources we have here. I am sure that the future is beneath us. We have this hope.
Por eso estamos en esa esperanza.